a good friend of mine, and someone I'm really proud to introduce to you, Mr. Dennis Grace.
Wow, turnout here. This is, I was fully expecting to talk to maybe 2 or 3 people here, but this is looking good. Is everybody ready for this afternoon? All right. My name is Dennis Grace. I'm running for Congress here in District 1, and I am going to be extremely proud to represent you in Washington, D.C. But I have to say that no matter where I go from here, I'm always going to support you, and you guys are the future of this party. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this. The road to liberty, though unique to each of us, follows a path that can be predicted. At birth, we are given everything we need. We live in a sort of welfare state. We're required to provide nothing. We learn the rules and our needs are met. As we grow, our first words become mine and no. We expect our friends to play according to our rules. We become miniature fascists, but we continue to grow, progress, and establish our worldviews. Our later childhood and early adult years are filled with questions and changes to those views. We begin to think in terms of justice and truth, but conflate it with our opinion. We think in terms of peace, but only by the tip of a spear. We speak of individualism, but only if it looks and acts and thinks like us. It is not until we mature, whenever that may be, that we begin to understand the foundations of liberty and the need to protect it. Maturity brings with it the understanding that we cannot and should not decide the lives of others for them. We cannot and should not limit the expression of the self. We cannot and should not rely on mandates of thoughts and association. We should celebrate and promote free thought, free association, civil activity, local community growth, and quite frankly, personal responsibility. Most of us can remember the series of events that advanced our maturity. For me, it was the election cycle of 2016. A lifelong Democrat, I had watched the party I love move from make love, not war, to make war and lots of it. Campaign promises were broken and new distractions were highlighted. That's when I first heard the words of Adam Kokesh, who said, "I will die knowing that I gave everything I have to create a freer, more peaceful world of abundance for my children." This statement immediately struck me. I kept it in the back of my mind. I locked it away in a vault for a time I had no idea was coming. Then on April 10th, 2019, as I worked in a remote town, alone and apart from my family, I had a heart attack. I'm about to have if these papers keep blowing. Quick action and the calmness of my wife, whom I had called with the first symptom, saved my life. As I sat in the rear of the ambulance, I realized what I had to do. See, desperation led to inspiration. At that point, I decided I would not allow my children to carry on that mentality. I now understand that I cannot complain about things that I will not stand up to change. I decided that I would run for office. How can I critique the quality of service of anyone if I will not stand up to take on that responsibility? If I would not make those sacrifices, but I had no reason to challenge those that did. As our congressman helped the powers suspend and to declare war pass from Congress to the president, I became angered. As we utilize systems such as immigration and healthcare to score political points without finding solutions, I become driven. As state senators claim to be farm kids and introduce no legislation to protect family farms, I become emboldened. I promised my children that I would no longer complain if I won't sacrifice, and so I did. I'm running for Congress. I'm running because our state and our nation can be better than it is now. I'm running because we can find a solution to immigration. I'm running because we can find a solution to health care. I'm running because we can rein in our spending at the same time we enhance freedoms and liberty. I'm running because with my policies we can be stronger. I'm running because I believe in action over words, in representation and not lame duck legislating. As we continue on this road, disregard the words of detractors who will say, not now, this is not the year, it's a wasted vote. Those are the words of the frightened. Those are the words of the system that does not tolerate your views. Those are the words of the people that want you to sit when now is clearly the time to stand. Stand with me. Stand with the woman who will be known as Madam President. And stand with one of the voices of liberty and soon to be Mr. Vice President, Spike Cohen. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Dennis Grace. Don't forget to vote for him.